the town attorney in excess of or around $250,000 a year in total compensation.
In addition to this, state controller's report, it had mentioned that we're overpaying some of our engineers that have been in this town for over 25 years without an RFP. We have on this board made positive steps to put that out now for an RFP. Our next step, once again, is to put out the RFP for the attorney, which we did, moments delayed. But now what we're looking to do is correct the hourly payment to the town attorney in a tune during the audit period of $117,000. So despite all the pandering and all of that, what we're looking at is lots of money, has nothing to do with fireworks, has lots of money being paid despite what New York state law says, despite what this report says. Okay? It needs to be corrected. It needs to be corrected immediately. And I think there's a second on that motion.
Okay, do you want to take a roll call vote?
Please, Ruth.
Okay, Councilman Cullen?
No.
Councilwoman Hudak?
No.
Councilman Yee?
Yes, and hopefully business as usual will not continue.
Councilman Gross?
No.
Business will continue.
Supervisor Wrights? I'm sorry, Dwight, I can't hear them. Councilman Gross?
No, I said.
Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Go ahead.
Supervisor Wrights?
Yes.
Denied by a vote of 2 ayes and 3 nays.
So what we have tonight is a vote by the town board not to fund July 4 fireworks, but to continue to pay the town attorney at a rate approximately $250,000 a year.
Thank you.
I make a motion that we end the meeting.
We have new business.
There's a pardon me.
New business.
Pardon me. I make a motion that we end the meeting. Is there a second?
Michael, there's something
All
else
in
on the
favor?
calendar.
Aye.
No.
Opposed?
No.
Okay, motion is
New
defeated.
business.
Excuse me. Motion is defeated. 3 votes to 2. Councilman Gross. please
Before we
proceed.
leave tonight, and I know the hour is late, it's 7 after 10, I would like to make a motion that we reinstate the position of the part-time clerical clerk at 1 Main Street. My logic behind this is that the code enforcement and the fire enforcement officers are being inundated with ticketing of vehicles and other code enforcement issues. The paperwork is mounting. You may recall we eliminated a code enforcement position last year. So to help alleviate the paper strain, I'm asking that we, again, have a resolution to reinstate the part-time position of the clerical clerk at 1 Main Street.
We'll put it on for next meeting for a work session
Yeah, let's put it
discussion.
on for a work session, Roger. We've got to look at the budget.
Well, we have a motion.
As has.
There's funding in the budget
Pardon me,
for it.
there's no...
There's
pardon me.
funding for fireworks.
There's no second. Councilman Gross has the floor.
No, I'll
Councilman-
second that.
Councilman Collins
Because
seconds.
I did speak to the, I seconded and then discussion, speaking to our zoning enforcement officer, he made this request that he's just unable really to get on the road to see violations because he has to send letters out and it's just really time consuming. So this was a woman who worked, and you know, I don't even know if she's interested in the job still, but otherwise we can go out and hire someone else. But obviously she gets priority. She only works 2 or 3 days a week, I believe, and it would just really get them back on the road where they can go out and check for violations.
Okay, have you posted this position?
All right, yeah, for proper government, let's have this discussed at a work session. Let's see what the budget looks like. I'm, for filling that position, but, I don't want to just tonight all of a sudden vote on it. You haven't discussed, you haven't interviewed. Let's just do it the proper way.
I think what's important is that why this is coming up is because we have a zoning enforcement officer who is working very hard at generating revenue.
Noted.
And thank you. We have someone who is at generating revenue, and that's important. You need revenue in order to perform or have performed services. And if we're hamstringing the revenue-producing individual by not having enough workers in his area, then that's a problem, and other areas in that located. Now, what I heard tonight, I thought I heard tonight, as part of the justification for spending the $7,500 in fireworks is that we have the MTA fund money and that we have, hey, monies are, we're starting to really recover. So I, for one, would like to see the revenue-producing areas of the town increase in their efficiency because that's how we're going to increase our revenues. So I think it's something important to do. And once again, it's a part-time. I don't know if it's probably a couple of thousand more than $7,500 worth of fireworks that go in 10 minutes, but that being said, I think it's a good idea because I see that revenues are coming up.
Okay, that's noted. Let's follow the proper
The
procedure
issue,
in doing
right.
this.
The issue isn't the issue tonight is with Roger's motion and second, the proper procedure. it isn't proper to conduct, for the majority, to conduct government by hiring a friend at the last minute without interviewing, without posting, and without the proper analysis at a work session. We should post this position. The union requires us to post positions. To my knowledge, this one
not a
hasn't been
union
posted.
position.
And we
The
need to,
law is clear
and we
on
need to
this.
wait.
The law is clear.
Go ahead.
The job would be open to the person who lost their job, obviously. If that person was not available, then it would go out an advertisement. We can handle it that way. But it's minimal cost to improve, as Mrs. Hudak said, improve the efficiency of our ability to issue tickets and collect revenue. So
Okay.
I think it's a non, let's do
And
it.
the only
There's a
reason
motion
that
and
I
a
think we
second.
want to move on
Councilman
this
Cullen.
is if we don't do it tonight, then we'll have to wait another
Do you have someone in
month.
mind then? Is that what you're saying?
The woman who
Charles
worked there
Custer.
before, Tony, who is not a friend of mine, and I don't even know her last name.
So maybe you
She
can come
would
back
get a
to,
priority.
maybe you can come back to the town board at the work session and confirm all of this, so then we can
Well,
just do it the right way.
right, like
As a
I
lot
said,
of,
this
as a lot of
came-
maybes.
No, someone is needed in this position.
Correct.
She has priority because she was in the job and she was terminated.
But she
So
hasn't been reached out to yet?
No. she
Okay,
has-
so then
as far-
why
no,
don't
she
we
has
do
not
that and
been
bring
re-
it before the board in the next meeting so we can discuss it?
Well, I think what I want to do is just go forward getting the permission that we can hire someone, and then she has the priority.
Well, that's
And
not the
I don't
prob-
want to put it off because the paperwork is building, and, I think the sooner, if we just agree that we can move on this, then,
That's not the
well,
proper
the thing, I
procedure,
just
though.
don't want to wait another 2 weeks, that's what
Well,
I'm saying.
that's
Or
not-
it would actually be another month.
That's not the proper procedure, but
Okay, there's a motion and a second.
So I have a motion to reinstate the part-time position at 1 Main Street. It will be offered to the person who was laid off. If not, we will advertise it. Councilman Cullen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hudak?
Yes.
Councilman Yee?
no.
Councilman Gross?
Yes.
Supervisor Wrights?
No.
Passed by a vote of 3
Motion
ayes.
carries 3 votes to 2.
I would
And-
also.
All right.
I would
Then I make a
also-
motion to end the meeting. Is there a second?
We
Second.
have other stuff.
All in favor?
No.
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 Roger, how'd you vote?
No. I want to hear what
Okay,
Mrs.
motion-
Hudak has to say.
Motion
Yes,
defeated, 3 votes to 2. Councilwoman Hudak.
I would like to make a motion to reinstate the recording of meetings, all meetings, the work sessions as well as the regular meetings. As you all know, we went ahead and cut that from our budget in an attempt to decrease the monies that we were spending. Unfortunately, it's not been as effective. The individuals who attend these town board meetings in person are very energetic, but many people who would like to come to these meetings can't make these meetings and can watch these meetings. And so, armed with the knowledge that, and thank God, buttressed by the support of what I'm hearing tonight from the supervisor and from Councilmember Yee, that we have these additional revenues, I am going to make a motion to reinstate the recording, and that's the video recording and the, obviously, audio recording of the work sessions as well as the regular meetings.
Object.
And I would ask that, and in that motion, that our current videographer continue as the videographer of the work session meetings. I make that motion. Pardon?
He also has the RFP when we...
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Right, yeah, I'll second it, and just also I'd like to say, we, in the past, always recorded all our meetings. This year, we tried to save money, and for several months, we went without recording the workshop meetings. I know I've been approached by a lot of people who are very disappointed in that, who'd like to see the meetings. A lot of things do happen at the workshop meetings, and I think we can, it's something that is important for the public to see what's going on. Personally, I would support going forward, if revenues get better, filming other meetings such as the zoning and the ARB and the planning board. But I think at that point, this time, we're not going to do that now. But other communities such as Kent, I know they do record all their meetings.
Okay, good. You second for a discussion then?
Yeah, it's for discussion.
Okay, I just want to know how much more, I mean, I'm all for taping all these meetings. I know it came off the budget because we ran out of money, so I just want to know how much more that's going to add into the budget and how far along we're going to go with this. Is it going to be a 6-month trial period, or we're just going to continue to do so now? Can someone give me a dollar amount?
Perhaps since
Because
it's Councilwoman Hudak's motion, she can advise us.
Right, because these last-minute motions to add money into the budget, I don't like... Listen, what happens is, today's March. You're making a motion to spend more money.
It's actually,
and then- I'm sorry, it's May.
May.
So,
It might be March for Councilmember Yee.
Okay.
I'm sorry I made an error, and I didn't mean to get beat up for it, but it is May. What happens in an evening like this when you have resolutions to start spending money? What happens in September? And then come January, you suddenly see your tax bill, and why did it go up? So what I want to try to control is these last-minute new business motions to start spending money again. Because come September, when we do the budget again, we're going to say, oh my goodness, we don't have any money again. So before we start spending money, and before these tax bills go out again next year, where people are getting hit with their tax bills and higher assessments and things like that, let's just be cautious of making these last-minute motions without giving me a dollar figure as to what this is going to cost going forward.
Well, we did get a proposal.
No,
from
I
our-
want the dollar figure. I don't want a proposal.
Well, it was...
Pardon me,
the
gentlemen.
price that we had.
Pardon me. Can you advise us whether it's even legal to make a motion to spend money without a sum certain?
Without a what?
A sum certain.
Yeah, it's in the...
Well, I think that
Contract.
the resolution, or excuse me, the RFP that was accepted by this board did have alternate pricing in it for providing services to all meetings as well as just the
Yes.
regular meetings. So I
Okay.
think it's the amount you know, it's just you would never know how much you're going to be billed because you don't know how long your hours of your meetings are going to be.
Okay, so I just want this for the public to know. We don't have a dollar amount. I don't know what the hourly rate is. No, wait, let me finish, please. We don't have an hourly rate. So when this starts to add up and add up, at least we can have a dollar amount this evening as far as where it goes. Where it's $125 an hour, when it adds up month after month, it becomes $3,000. And then come February or March of next year, we're going to say, wow.
Well,
Okay?
well, I think it's
Councilwoman
important.
Hudak.
I think it's important to note that we have two hands up in the audience. One is also Levon Bedrosian. So I would ask that Levon first, if the supervisor would
supervisor
permit him to.
chairs
Yeah.
Pardon me?
I think the supervisor chairs.
Last time I read
just
the
said it,
regs, go ahead.
well, I don't know. But Mr. Bedrosian, and also, we have the videographer here, and something tells me that he can walk around the camera and explain and tell Councilmember Yee what that flat rate was, but that's what I think.
Wait. We don't
Okay.
do business like that. I'm sorry.
No.
All right.
I know you don't do
Councilwoman,
business that
pardon
way,
me.
but normal.
We're in new business. I know the hour is late. There is a question of public expenditure. So let's look at the details. And Councilwoman Hudak, I will invite you to withdraw your motion, and Councilman Cullen to withdraw his second, and that you make a new motion to renew the RFP, which was accepted on a previous date, awarding the contract pursuant to a public competitive process by the videographer. Would you do so, please?
No, right now, no, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is ask that the supervisor recognize the two hands that are up. One is Levon Bedrosian, who's very much involved in this.
Okay,
So
kindly
that's
note
what I
that
would
for the
like to
record
do.
then, because we wanted to make sure that the proper procedure was to be followed as far as renewing the RFP for the videographer, and that won't happen now.
I just want to hear
I want
what
that noted for the record, please.
Yeah, that's great. You
Well,
can note it.
Yes, Levon,
yourself out.
if you would like to speak.
RFP.
Pardon me, folks, I know the hour is late.
The-
And let's all just keep our heads. Levon, you
The
have the
RFP
floor.
that went out and it was awarded last year had wording in there, stipulation that you could add and subtract meetings as necessary based on budgets or requirements of the town board. It's at a flat rate. I believe it's $250, $275 per meeting. So it's $275 per meeting. So if you say 7 months times 2 meetings, it's 14 months times the $275, and that's what your rate's going to be for the rest of the year, most likely on an average or around there. Yeah, but it's in the document that you can add and subtract meetings or anything that you want, or special meetings, or if you had a hearing on a Saturday or something, you want to have that televised. it's
We have
also-
the right, I mean, we could have
Councilman
him come,
Cullen.
we could have him come in tomorrow and start filming planning meetings.
Exactly,
And that's in a
anything.
contract, right?
Yes,
Right.
Councilwoman
And it's not
Hudak.
an RFP, it's a contract.
right.
Very good, thank
Right.
you.
All right, thank you, Levon. Yes.